Hi everybody, this is Larry Christiansen bringing to you Game 12 of the World Championship match between Magnus Carlsen and Sergei Karyakin. Carlsen of Norway, Karyakin of Russia, coming to you from the Fulton Street Market building in Manhattan, New York. And Game 12 was not a very lively affair, to say the least. I mean, it was, let's be frank, it was a dull draw. But these evenly matched players, I guess they're looking forward to fireworks and the rapid play coming up on Wednesday. Tomorrow, Tuesday, they will have a rest day. And come Wednesday the 30th, that's overtime day, or the playoffs. Game 25-10, time control, 25 minutes, 10-second increment. 4-game match. That should be exciting. Unfortunately, today's game, as they say, dull as dishwater. Okay, here we go. Roy Lopez, Berlin Wall variation, reputed to be one of the toughest defenses in chess. Very tough to beat this one. And what Carlsen selected, this is the same line he played earlier in the match. Game, I believe it was game 4 or 3. And this is not as lively as D4. That's the main line, critical line, and the most ambitious line. Rookie 1 has a reputation for being very dull. Okay, and this is going all book. And white retires the bishop to F1, where it's out of harm's way. But notice the symmetrical pawn structure. 4 to 4, 3 to 3, that signifies a rather dull affair to come. Okay, in an earlier game, we saw rook e2, which may or may not have been a mouse slip. And after b6, then Carlsen played rook e1. Actually, in that game, he got a little bit of pressure at one point, but that ended in a draw. He got some pressure, mainly as a result of Karyakin's carelessness. But here Carlsen plays rook e1. Now, the databases, among the GM level players, this has a perfect score, perfect record, this line. 100% draws, about out of 15 games or so. Okay, notice those pieces flying off the board. Now, why does he play knight e8? Why doesn't he take the pawn? Well, if he takes the pawn, white will take this knight and then develop with knight c3. And black is suddenly bothered by inability to get his queenside pieces out. And white has a wonderful square on d5 for this knight. And if black plays bishop takes, queen takes, b6 to get the bishop on b7, white can play queen f3, followed by bishop c4 with a strong initiative. Excellent play for white. He wants nothing to do with that. So Karyakin played sensible knight e8. Now the pawn is under attack. He defends it, and black now fights back in the center. d5, and here's a bishop d3. That's to stop black from developing the bishop. Karyakin now makes Luft and plans to redeploy the knight to g7. All book. First new move, I believe, knight a3. The idea, of course, is knight b5. In the event of knight g7, knight b5 is rather disruptive. He doesn't want that to happen. So, of course, black plays c6 to neutralize the knight. Knight to c2. And now my co-analyst during today's show, Yasser, suggested knight e3 to keep the bishop out of f5. That is being a more lively continuation. But black in that case has many playable options, like knight h5 is interesting. Bishop e6.